Okay. So hi. I'm going to make the assumption that most people here are from TikTok. If you're not, hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm a disabled figure skater. I also love Taylor Swift and books, and that's basically my only 3 personality traits. In this video, I'm going to discuss Midnights, and as much as I would love to sit here and go through each track by track, and go into detail about it, and maybe I will do a video doing that, today I kind of want to talk about how Midnights is kind of a mess. And not because I don't love the album, but because there is not one CD that has all the tracks on, or one digital album with all the tracks on. And no, I am not joking. So let's go through this. In August of 2022, Taylor won the award for Best Long Form Video for the All Too Well short film at the MTV Music Awards. During her speech, she said, "I had sort of made up my mind that if you were going to be this generous and give us this, I thought this might be a fun moment to tell you that my brand new album comes out October 21st, and I will tell you more at midnight."
You emboldened me to do that, and I had sort of made up my mind that if you were going to be this generous and give us this, I thought it might be a fun moment to tell you that my brand new album comes out October 21st, and I will tell you more at midnight.
So obviously this album ended up being Midnights, and we had, Midnight's Mayhem with Me, where she announced the track list those 13 days before the album came out. And then the album came out. So Midnights was released October 21st, 2022, and the album broke both Spotify and Apple Music. Now, I was asleep when this album came out. I was asleep when the 3am edition came out. I missed it because time zones. So I woke up the morning of the 21st, opened Apple Music to listen to this new album, and I was confused as hell. Because there were 2 new albums. Kind of. So the regular version of Midnights came out at midnight. 3 hours later, at around 3am, the 3am edition was released, which contained almost an entire another album within the album. So first off, I want to talk about the standard editions of Midnights. Now, I sadly don't have all the CDs. I have 4 out of, I think, 6. So I have most of them, but I don't have all of them. So when Midnights was originally released, there were 4 colour variants, those being Moonstone Blue, Jade Green, Mahogany, and Blood Moon. So these first 4 variants had the standard 13 tracks that had been announced on them. This is different to the Lavender edition, which as far as I'm aware was a HMV and Target exclusive. Now the Lavender edition of Midnights is not the same as those first 4 vinyl and CD coloured variants. It contains an extra song and 2 remixes, which I will get into a bit later. So the original album and the standard edition of the album contains 13 different tracks representing a different sleepless night. These 13 tracks are Lavender Haze, Maroon, Antihero, Snow on the Beach, You're on Your Own Kid, Midnight Rain, Question, Vigilante Shit, Bejeweled, Labyrinth, Karma, and Mastermind. This is the track list that you will find on the standard edition on streaming and also those first 4 variants. At 3am on the 21st of October, Taylor announced and released the 3am edition, which at the time was only available on streaming, and to this day there's no exclusive CD version of just the 3am edition. This version of the album contains those core 13 songs that you will find on every edition of Midnights, and an extra 6. Those 6 songs being The Great Wall, Bigger Than the Whole Sky, Paris, High Infidelity, Glitch, Would've Coulda Should've, and Dear Reader. So remember that Lavender CD? This CD contained, again, the core 13 Midnight songs, as well as 3 more tracks. The 3 exclusive tracks on this edition of the album are Hits Different, a You're on Your Own Kid remix, and Sweet Nothings remix. And keep in mind, this was before Hits Different was on streaming. The only way you could listen to those 3 songs was to own the Lavender edition of the CD. Let's talk about May 26th, 2023. So on May 26th, 2023, Taylor released another 2 variants of Midnights. Now a lot of people think these 2 variants are the same, and they're not. So she released the Till Dawn edition, and the Till Dawn edition contains those 13 Midnights tracks, along with all of the 3am tracks, and 3 new songs. These being Hits Different, Snow on the Beach featuring Morlana, and Karma featuring Ice Spice. It's important to note that Snow on the Beach featuring Morlana and Karma featuring Ice Spice had never been available anywhere before, but Hits Different, of course, was originally on the Lavender edition of Midnights. The second edition that she released this night was a limited edition CD called the Late Night Edition. Now, the only way to actually have gotten that CD, outside of resellers, or if you're like me and you happen to know someone who was there, the only way you could have gotten it was at that merch stand. To this day, as far as I'm aware, she's never released it on her website or on like HMV or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. This edition contained, of course, the core 13 tracks of Midnights, as well as 5 of the 3am tracks. This also contained 2 of the 3 tracks from the Till Dawn edition, those being Snow on the Beach featuring Morlana and Karma featuring Ice Spice, although it did not feature Hits Different. Instead, it has an exclusive track called You're Losing Me. May have heard of it. This is the only physical edition of Midnights that contains Snow on the Beach featuring Morlana, Karma featuring Ice Spice, and You're Losing Me. And it wasn't up until November 29th when You're Losing Me would actually be added to streaming. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm really sorry my cat did not make an appearance today. I have no clue where he is. I'm very sorry. Okay, goodbye.